What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Saturday, September 23rd, 2023, and I have some breaking news to share with you guys. Right now, it is 4:43 p.m. Eastern Time here in the United States, and we just had the Foreign Minister of Russia, Sergei Lavrov, speak about the war in Ukraine. So I want to read to you what he said. He had some really strong words. He spoke at a press conference, okay, following the 78th session of the UN General Assembly. He said a lot of stuff. We also have some breaking news that apparently all entrances and exits to Sevastopol are being monitored by the FSB, which is the Russian security service. So they're controlling all entrance and exits to Sevastopol, okay, to and from Sevastopol. So, like checkpoints, basically, they're probably looking for maybe saboteurs or whatever. But that's huge news. And obviously, they're doing that because of the recent missile strike on the Russian Black Sea Fleet headquarters, where the commander of the entire Russian Black Sea Fleet was eliminated. We also have some strange flight paths today. We have that presidential doomsday plane that took off from DC, and I told you guys it was going to Europe, most likely Germany, and it was supposed to land at Ramstein, and instead it is now flying over the Mediterranean Sea just to the southeast of Sicily, and it just got aerially refueled by a KC 135 Stratotanker right here. Okay, it was aerially refueled right in this area, and very strange. The aerial refueler took off from Crete and met the E4 Doomsday plane right over here, just off the coast of Sigonella, which is a major air base in Sicily. So, why this would happen? The only thing I can think of is that it might have been unsafe to land at Ramstein for some reason. But I'm going to monitor the situation here because this thing was supposed to land in Ramstein and it detoured towards the Mediterranean and got refueled. So, very, very strange. And at the same time, we have an AWACS plane over Romania. Okay, let me just show you guys this AWACS plane. This is a event, and this is basically a radar plane. And you can see it's flying along the Romanian Black Sea coast. Usually, this happens when either Russia or Ukraine are about to conduct some kind of missile strike, and they get these AWACS planes up in the air so they can get information on incoming missiles. Maybe this is an AWACS plane that's going to help Ukraine launch another strike on Crimea, potentially. I don't know. But it's doing this huge loop here, which is pretty unusual. And we also have a sub Hunter plane off the coast of Poland and Kaliningrad doing loops over here, flying pretty low. So maybe there's some kind of Russian sub over here. But we also have a nuclear war command and control plane that took off from Charleston, which is very, very unusual. They usually don't do something like that. They usually take off from Tinker Air Force Base, which is their home base, or they take off from Patuxent River, which is their East Coast home base, or they take off from Travis Air Force Base, which is their West Coast home base. But this thing took off from Charleston and it's heading out into the ocean at the same time as the Doomsday plane is getting aerially refueled here and flying over the Mediterranean, and the AWACS plane. So something is going on here. We also have a uptick in emergency action messages over the past hour or so. There were back-to-back emergency action messages. So what I'm thinking is that Russia might conduct a massive airstrike soon tonight, possibly in retaliation for Ukraine eliminating the Russian Black Sea Fleet commander. So tonight we could see some kind of massive missile strike on Ukraine. If anything happens, I will go live or I'll at least post a video. So if there's anything super crazy going on, I'll definitely do an update or most likely go live. I want to read to you what Sergei Lavrov, the foreign minister of Russia, said at this press conference. So I'm going to read to you exactly what he said. He said, Zelensky and all those in charge of him in Washington, London, and Brussels are firmly saying in one voice there is no other basis for peace. And Zelensky's formula, you can describe it in different ways, but it is absolutely unrealizable and everybody knows it. And then he also said the West is talking about the need to resolve the conflict on the battlefield, and Russia agrees. And under these conditions, once on the battlefield, so on the battlefield. Let's do it. Okay, that is some strong words there coming from the Russian foreign minister. Okay, I'll read that to you again. Once on the battlefield, so on the battlefield. Let's do it. Okay, that is just absolutely crazy, guys. I mean, just think back to the Cold War. At the height of the Cold War, we never heard, Khrushchev or Brezhnev say things like this, okay? Or any of his, or any of their, ministers, okay? Because Lavrov is not the leader of Russia; he's just a minister. But the rhetoric and the words that are being thrown around, it's unlike anything we've ever seen in history, and we're the closest we've ever been to nuclear war in the history of mankind, much closer than during the Cuban Missile Crisis. It's just that society and mainstream media does a good job at making it feel like tensions are not high, okay, but they really are. It's just nobody's really paying attention. And we also have some breaking news coming from the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky. He thanked Poland for supporting Ukraine. And I think that's because a lot of actually Ukrainians were criticizing him for what he said about Poland during the UN meeting. And so I think he came to his senses and realized that, he was a little bit out of line. So he said, I would like to thank all of Poland for the invaluable support and solidarity that helps defend the freedom of our entire Europe. And we also have some breaking news that the U.S. has confirmed that it will be transferring long-range ATACMS missiles to Ukraine. But we're also getting some information that apparently the U.S. decided to transfer the ATACMS missiles a while ago, and they just didn't announce it yet because they didn't want Russia to start to move their supply lines further away from the front lines. So the U.S. and Ukraine were talking about this for a very, very long time. Before they actually made the announcement. Okay. So I just wanted to give you guys this quick update. Something weird going on. A U.S. presidential doomsday plane destined for Ramstein Air Base in Germany took a detour and is now over the Mediterranean Sea, just got aerially refueled. We have emergency action messages broadcasting back to back, and these are basically nuclear attack options that are broadcasted from the Pentagon to U.S. Ohio class submarines, which are part of the U.S. nuclear deterrent. So something is going on. I don't know what, but I wanted to just share this information with you guys, and some really strong words from Lavrov, rejecting any kind of peace deal, rejecting any kind of ceasefire as well. He also said that Russia is not ready to consider any proposals for a ceasefire, but agrees to negotiations. Okay. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'll keep you updated. Take care. God bless. And don't forget the 3 Ps. prepare, practice, and persevere.